Please show me an hour with Valentino and Joe Pay. New York Guinea is on the loose. New York Guinea is on the juice. New York Guinea is all the truth. Please enjoy our show and maybe your masseuse is listening too, so give her a splooge. Greg and Joe, Joe and Greg, Joe and Greg, Greg and Joe. I can't come up with any lyrics, so just start the fucking show, bro. And let's hope our two guineas aren't a no-show. So now let's go.
I felt like Ralph Cramden when they were doing Chef for the Future commercial.
Can
It
it
can do Apple. It can do all that. Oh, that was a mess. All right, let's make believe it's 3 o'clock, not 3:26. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, Joe, I have to leave at 4:45 delays. I have to catch the guy at my gas station because my car broke down.
No problem. We're good.
Sorry.
That's fine. Good. I want to keep it to the hour like we always plan on it. Of course, it's a Swol Life. Welcome to a Swol Life.
Right here, baby.
Greg and Joe right here on YouTube.
Look, I'm drinking it. The sour apple right there, green.
Sour apple. Sour apple.
Drinking it.
So go to swollife.com and you can save 15% with MSM 15. What's up, Charlie?
This is the one I love. Right
there is all the swole. We are swole as fuck right now.
We certainly are.
What a fucking sorry about that guy, Danny.
It's okay.
Who gonna cause can only stay for a little bit.
Okay.
And I want to get him because last night when I tried to sleep, I woke after an hour, couldn't go back, so I can only stay 15 minutes going from now.
Okay.
Boom. Did you try to use your right hand and a little bit of your sheet as you was talking? He uses his sheet instead of tissue. It's more intimate, he says.
Those sheets must be crunchy like potato chips.
Oh, that's what I said.
If you're righty, use your left finger to stick it up your ass and touch your prostate. You'll fucking come a lot quicker.
Oh yeah, I love it when my wife presses it from the outside, like through the skin on your fucking grundle, the taint, whatever you want to call it, and you could feel it, like whoa, you got it.
Yeah, my girlfriend's she's so like petty. She's very sexual, but when it comes to that shit, she'd want to put a rubber glove on and do it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
No, but I mean outside of your skin and between your ass, where the prostate's located. If
yeah, I know.
The outside, you can feel it like in your dickhead. It's fucking amazing. She knows that's how when she wants to fucking me to finish and go to sleep. Charlie Arms. Over the clause, I'm sorry that we held up, but you definitely go get Carolyn's nudes and jerk off. And if you could fucking come from that, then you deserve to sleep.
Who's Carolyn?
Ronan, here he is, my buddy from Ireland. Ronan Faraz. Guinea's only how to bodybuild, box, and eat spaghetti.
There you go. That's what life's better than that.
And masturbation. Hi guys from England, Danny boy. What's up, Danny?
Danny boy, what's going on?
I'm creating all day. Went to the gym. Not time to relax. Watch you guys. Well, I hope you had a fucking good day at work. Hopefully you got some sun and some maybe like the construction workers. Did you whistle at chicks walking by? Remember those old?
Yeah. I don't whistle at anything. Fucking fat chick will walk by to be like,
oh my god, yeah.
Because they're a bunch of horny old men, older guys,
I have a story Greg is gonna love. Well, shoot it our way. We will read it.
As I drink my swole.
Hey, AJ, here's another buddy from the UK. What's up, Age?
What's up, AJ? What's going on, brother?
Here's Charlie. Greg, tell Joe the story about when I went to Brooklyn and knocked out the guy at the AFUI flea market. That was my old stomping grounds. After I won a free 19-inch color TV, but I measured it and the fucking thing was only 15 inches.
So you went back and beat that guy up too, I'm sure.
You know that story, Greg, when Charlie Arms went to
no.
That's where we used to fucking hook up with chicks there. That's when we were like, before we were able to sneak in the bars, we hung out at the flea market, right? They had fucking t-shirt, boots, soda, pizza, I got my first ear pierced when I was 15 there. My father called me the F word.
The 3-letter F word.
Yes, not the
Not
one.
the four-letter F word.
If I say it, there'll be no Greg and Joe show at all. No technical difficulties to deal with either. No, Joe, I use my hand only and finish on the sheet. But the thing is, I have a king size bed, so I spooge on the other side of the bed. I don't sleep in it. So when some young lady is there, she sleeps in the fucking wet, now dry spot.
You got to get something to fill the other side to that king side bed.
Yeah.
Right? What do you need?
I like to sleep in the wet spot. It reminds me all night of that good load that we fucking dropped.
So when you get up in the morning, your sheets are still stuck to you.
Yes, I look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Hey, what's up
Craig,
with all the ice raids? I didn't see your first comment. Craig, did you have a comment before that? It looks like you have a
Me?
No, I'm talking about Craig Velasquez. I don't know if you because
Oh.
it almost looks like the second part of a sentence. All the ice raids going on. Listen, I have no problem. I voted for it. That's part of what I voted for.
Dude, I think I have the greatest video on that. I can't play it here because somebody else owns it. But let me tell you something. Let him keep doing this, and let the Democrats keep saying nothing to see here. They pulled that shit with COVID. They're hoping somebody dies during this, and they're gonna make him a martyr. He could fucking go and rape a. Well, we can't use the R word. Do something R.
And he could shape a girl, get her in shape.
Yes, he could shape a girl, and then he could fucking kill a cop and everything. But if a brick fell out of the sky off one of those buildings, hit him on the head, they'd say he's a martyr because they're looking for another George Floyd. That's what they're looking for. See, it worked.
The words out of my mouth. I was going to say the same fucking thing. You took the words out of my mouth. We think as one. That's why we're fucking buds.
That's why we're getting.
I was about to say the same thing. George Floyd. That was BLM. Now it's Palestinian. It was anti-white. It's anti-Jew now.
Dude, first of all those people that are doing this shit don't live in California. Second of all, there's a lot of white entitled people, okay, that are getting paid because their mom and dad are rich. They don't want to work. How do these do this all day? If they're saying all these, let's say there are all immigrants. I thought they were here to work. Why aren't you at work? What are you doing all day? How you spend all day savaging and shit? And back to looting. I guess that's to help the cause. You know what I mean?
Just to get bread, like AOC said, just to get bread. That's all it was.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, just to get bread.
At liquor store. Oh, here's Craig. Oh, he says, I hope Greg's girlfriend's safe with the ice agents.
she is. I told you, Joe. My girlfriend's mother 2-3 weeks before the election, she got friggin' her citizenship, and they just gave it to her. She don't go to no classes and shit.
But you know what? At least she went and did it, though.
You know what? No, she didn't go and do it. They came to her job. You know why? Because they were trying to convert everybody really fast. They knew they were fucked. So we got to get all these immigrants, whatever. You want to be a citizen? Yes. Who was the first president of the United States? George Bush. No.
There you go. Close enough.
I have no idea. But you know what? Fuck it. You're a citizen. And I'm just saying, they're doing it because they wanted votes. And what do you think they voted for? Joe Biden. So
yes, of course.
And that's what they're trying to do. Plus, let me tell you something. They want all the savagery. Go same fucking CNN. The guy, remember the black dude standing there with BLM and shit. And he's going, it's a peaceful protest. Meanwhile, his cars burning. Guys are stomping on police cars behind him, like on fire and shit. Oh yeah, that nothing here. That guy's just practicing his he's just getting some jumping in. It was unbelievable. But they're full of shit. They have nobody fooled. Even a lot of the people that are here legally and illegally are just some of these people like, bro, you're killing us, because that makes everybody look bad. If that was a bunch of guineas in Brooklyn, I'd be like, holy shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you're making Italians.
I would be mortified. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, and then when you get, dude, you know what really stews my clams? Simone Biles.
Oh, fuck her. I can't stand that twat.
Let me just say, that's a bitch who fucking quit in the middle of the fucking one. I have anxiety. Then what did you even bother going? Don't give me that. You know what it is? You fucked up that vault. You know what I mean? The vaulting that you did. So you fucked it up. You it got in your brain. You couldn't do it the second time. So now you're blaming like anxiety. You're blaming all this other bullshit. And now she's saying about this inclusion, equity, bro. You're entitled. I don't want to hear no equity. If you really feel that way, take all your money that you made, all the scuttle that you've made, and donate it to like people that are like, that need the inclusiveness and equity and shit, like, because you're full of shit. It's just like all these fucking celebrities. Bro, you got all these big celebrities, and like Hurricane Sandy comes, right? And what do? They have a fucking live concert and they do all this shit.
Yeah.
They make money off that shit. Why do you have to have a live concert so that I have to pay to go see you, right? Why don't you just donate money? Fuck it, and do no concert. You got the money. Just donate. I didn't need Bruce Springsteen saying, like, well, I'm going to run a concert. You guys pay, and that money will go to charity. And none of that shit goes to charity. There's still, Hurricane Sandy was like fucking 15 years ago, and there's still people that haven't gotten their houses built yet.
Especially when the Clinton Foundation has anything to do.
Holy Christ.
Greg asked who Carolyn is. She is a common guest on Joe's Instagram. She's a lady who once had her dog eat peanut butter off her you-know-what.
Yeah. I'll bet he did.
That supposedly is true. I don't know. I didn't see it, but they said it was admitted. Oh, Candace, I'm sorry to read this. Your boyfriend broke up with you. Good riddance. So you're happy. So you're on the market. And Greg, she takes it in the ass, even though she doesn't like it. She's a 3-year-old woman. So you're going to find a guy quick. Like that.
That's a real trooper.
Yes. Greg, don't go with Dave. Those guys ain't your friends. Listen, they are his friends. I watched some of the show yesterday. I'm not going to bring it up.
He ball breaks. I could listen. Trust me. I have poison arrows I could have shot, but I don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
You were fine on the show. I thought the girl Michelle was funny. Is that her name? The one.
Yes, Michelle. Yes, she's a very nice girl.
But she was actually kind of funny. I didn't have no idea who she is.
She's a female bodybuilder.
She bodybuilds too.
Yeah, she's a female bodybuilder that runs shows. She's running the show for, for the IFBB NPC.
Yeah.
It's an Alabama show.
I thought she was funny though. I thought she,
she's a good girl. I like her very much. I like her kids and stuff. She's a good girl.
Joe, what's your most crazy story from being a cop? Why did I even take that job? That's my craziest story. I should have fucking left. I don't even want to talk about that, RB. I could care less about it. I have no affiliation with law enforcement of any sort anymore, the way it is nowadays.
Oh, it's terrible what they're doing. And now they're taking anybody, Joe. I saw a graduating class. There was this huge fat black chick with glasses. And I was like, wait a minute. Back in the day, that would never even got on.
I cannot relate to that. They would not have fucking ever been able to climb the 3-foot wall. I mean, Greg, listen, it was easy. I was 20 in the academy. I was ripped. I had just come off of some Anadrol, so I was really ripped. And the academy joked to me as far as physical goes. But there was some people that were older and out of shape, and it was tough for them. But to their credit, they busted their ass and they got it done.
Well,
if you don't pass the physical, you used to stay in the academy until you can pass it. I don't see that happening anymore.
No, they got only. I saw the graduating class. Forget about it. They were like, "Oh,
bro, there's a fucking midget girl on the job."
No,
I swear on my children. Yes, a midget girl, and I don't know where they hide her.
That's all equity and all this bullshit. DEI. Every time they show a police chief, it's a fucking chick or commissioner or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Look at NYPD. It's been a woman now.
I don't have any. Like I said, I cannot even relate to anything in the past 20 years on that fucking shit. So I don't even.
They don't want you to do your job, Joe. They don't even want you to do your job. You know that. They don't want you to do.
No, they don't want, and they don't want guys like me taking the test anymore either.
No, they want. First of all, you're white. They don't want that. The thing is, they're showing dudes throwing all these rocks off the fucking bridge. Hitting the fucking cars, cop cars. The ice cars and shit. Yeah. All the shit. See, because the mayor says stand down, right? And then the police chief, who's got no nutsack, says stand down. So if you're a cop and you say, I'm not standing down, that motherfucker just threw a rock at this police car, went through my windshield. If he got out and fucking attacked the savage that did that, you know what would happen? That savage would be the left's new hero. That cop would be facing prison time and everything like that. Am I right or wrong, Joe?
100% right. They wouldn't back him one bit, and there's no fucking they don't back you now. If you know how many times I got sued by people I locked up for bullshit. It was all bullshit stuff. They don't indemnify you anymore. So if you get sued now, I think the PBA picks it up. But it used to be the Corporation Council, which was the law firm of the city. So somebody sued me. I locked them up and they sued me for X, Y, and Z. I used to meet with this guy from the Corporation Council and we would go to these hearings and whatnot. And they would settle out of court and just give these fucking people money to shut them up. It was like, it used to sicken me.
It's
And
bad.
it would go on. Yeah. Dude, I finished a fucking case in 2003 when I was a sergeant that came from 1989 when I fucking worked in the shithole in Brooklyn and East Rockville.
Holy shit!
That's how long this case was dragged out. From 89 to 03, and the guy they gave him 10 grand to go away. I said, you're fucking retards. That motherfucker was the biggest pile of shit, and we would have won this case if it did go to civil court, even if cops were there. Because this is horseshit, this case.
If you keep doing that, they're going to keep suing. Do you understand? If they keep winning, it's almost a guaranteed win.
They know the game. All right, I want to read Siadich's thing because he needs to go early. He wanted me to get Gregg's reaction. He emailed it to me, Gregg. So I'm going to read it and reaction. I was told last night that there were 2 masked you-know-whats in our area with flashlights going around taking pics of people's garages and shit. And he's in Denmark. There's a lot of Muslims.
Oh, I know what he means. Yep.
Remember the neighborhood group I'm a member of? He's in his building. I wanted to be a good neighbor and inform the rest, so I did. And I found out the post was deleted once the moderator saw it. So he's over there saying, hey, be on the lookout. There's some suspicious dudes at night, obviously looking to break into some place, do a burg or whatever, right? Guess who the moderator is, Joe? The one I told you about, it says security cameras are racist. They took down their security cameras because they said they were finding too many Muslims were getting caught on the camera breaking and doing damage. This is insane, bro. This is what this guy's dealing with over there.
I'd move out of there.
Country that is being destroyed. So there's an active threat right outside our door. I try to inform everyone, and she deletes it. I'm not stupid enough to use slurs in the post or anything, but she still took it down, which means she is actively working for the enemy. Yeah. Going out of her way to ensure more crime and suffering in our neighborhood. Fucking coward piece of shit. Total lib extreme left. She's a dangerous person. 100%. How fucked up is that? He's trying to do the right thing and protect the fucking
I got the solution to that. I have the solution to that. You go out there, you tell the savages while they're savaging, doing what savages do. You give them her address and tell her she loves Muslim women. She likes to play the R game. She likes to get shaped. Okay. And it's a game.
A lot of good jewelry in the house.
She'll make believe she's loaded. She's a millionaire. She's got fucking gold bars in a safe in her house. Go there. She lives on 1313 Mockingbird Lane, right?
Lily.
These guys some of these people have no idea what we're talking
about.
Grandpa Munster. The Munster. That's what he said.
On the dungeon door.
But I would tell all those savages, listen, she's got a lot of money there. You know what I mean? She mocks Allah, but she likes all that, she likes guys like you guys, to get shaped.
Solomon Rushdie's book.
Club. There you go. She actually did a forward in that book. So if I were you, I go over there and pay her a quick visit. And you know what's funny? It's just like Karen Bass. Remember? Not Karen Bass. The other one. Oh my God, Beetlejuice. What the hell's her name there?
The Chicago. Yeah.
Right, the Chicago mayor. She's like, let them run. Black Lives Matter is savaging, doing what savages do. Savages are savagery, right? That's what they do. They're looting, they're rioting, they're burning shit down. And all of a sudden, it started coming to her neighborhood. And she, before that, she's like, let them do what they got to do. Let it get it out of the system and all this shit. As soon as it went to her neighborhood, she called the fucking chief of police and said, commissioner, and she's like, I want them it's done now. End it now. And they fucking ended it. So I'm just saying, if you live in LA and you're watching this shit, it could be ended like this. Thank you. All the, what's his name, Newscom has to do is just say, call the fucking chief of police over there, commissioner, whatever, and say, end it now, right now. And I'm not fucking hang it up. All of a sudden, you'd see the cops fucking coming in with the billy, and it would end real quick. But if you you're a cop, you get hit with a rock or a frozen bottle of water, which is like a brick, right?
Yeah.
You get hit with that shit, they're telling you, don't do a fucking thing, let them do it. And you got to stand there with a shield like this. And you know, Joe, as well as I do, if they fucking gave them cops the green light, they'd be like, they'd drop them shields and they'd be running like that. They'd be fucking beating motherfucking. And all of a sudden, no, stop, I didn't mean it. I've seen guys that are tough guys. And then when they take them, those are fucking those Antifa dudes, bro. Those are the nerds from school that hated the football guy, hated the fucking quarterback on the foot. I hate that fuck. He gets all
goes out with pretty girls, and I got to jerk off.
So now him and his boyfriend with the pink hair and a fat fucking ass go out there and they fucking wear all black, wear fucking masks and sunglasses so they look like this. So you can't identify them right there like this. And then the stupid motherfuckers on the left are like, why is ICE wearing masks and stuff? And, Hakeem Jeffries says, well, if they keep wearing these masks, we're going to dox them and let's see how they feel. Oh, okay. First thing I would do if I was the Republicans is I would put Hakeem Jeffries' fucking photo of his house. I'd put his address. I'd put the fucking picture of his car. And you watch how fast that shit changes.
Yep. He's a fucking
what a piece of dude. Dude, if one of you guys is really a left, don't fucking around, please. Why don't you come on here and try to debate me and Joe? Because I can't. I don't believe this shit.
Plenty of time to say your thing and retort anything we say. I can't
believe anybody would really.
Maybe we're wrong, Greg. Maybe they'll say something that we never thought of.
I can't picture that, but I mean,
I'm always right. I say it's right for me what I want to do and what I.
But you know what? If you watch like CNN and MSNBC and all that, they're sitting there. They're actually telling you that Donald Trump caused this problem. How did he cause it? They were already being savages. He didn't just send out the National Guard and the Marines and shit because Karen Bass told them fucking stand down. Let them just do what they want to do. I'm watching these savages loot. But yesterday, a swarm of cops came in right as they were looting, and they're trying to run out. And cops are tackling them, and all the shit's going. And they're screaming, "I didn't do anything!" Meanwhile, it's just unbelievable. This world is fucked. Can you imagine if I went to Mexico and I waved the fucking American flag and spit on a federale and threw rocks at a building and tried to burn down one of the fucking cars? Do you know what would happen?
They fucking
any idea? I'd be hanging from a bridge. They'd gut you. You know what I mean? They'd fucking cut your piece you really got off and be hanging out of your mouth while you're fucking hanging off a bridge like this so everybody can see. Okay?
Yeah,
they
what
don't
you
fucking
did.
play.
Yeah, you'd be like fucking Mussolini hanging out.
Only this country, England, Germany, a little bit of Italy. I think they're changing. You know what I'm saying? And maybe where who is over there, place like that. We allow these people to just do whatever the fuck they want. They come in this country, not even a citizen. Can you imagine going over in the Middle East and be like, fuck, I'm not even going to say his name because I don't want nobody coming. You know what I mean? The God that they pray to. Imagine all that. Do you know what would happen to you? Do you have any clue?
You'd be lucky if you got beheaded quick.
Oh my God. One of these little white Karens wearing the fucking Arab garb going over there and shit. You really think that shit, they would be like, oh, you're one of us. Come.
Yeah.
They'd be like, rape, shape her and then hang her. Cut her head off. That's what would happen.
Great fresh pasta stand right by the front row, Joe Salute. So Charlie Arms knows about the Avenue I Flea Market because they did have an amazing fresh pasta.
Either he Googled the shit out of that, or
I may have said it once before, but that's
all of a sudden Charlie Arms is from Brooklyn.
Maybe the Charlie Arms he hung out. Hey, Mom. Hey, Egregious. What do y'all think about the anti-ice? I'm far behind the comments.
Sorry.
So run through these and say, don't rush it. The good one. No, Hoog, that was excellent. Oh, look, here's Megan. Hi, Megan. Hello, guys. Nathan got 8 orders of your book in the last week. We're sending you your nickel.
Thank you, Charlie Arms or whatever.
It is funny. It is funny. You're sending him a nickel. Don't worry. We'll talk to Nathan one of these days. We'll have a trip to Seattle one day.
Nathan's a cop up there too, now.
Yeah, good. Yeah, let's see. And he's probably a fucking does as much fucking good as they do in LA with the
dude. He's a cop. That's Seattle. Yeah, that's up there around Seattle's where he's not. He's running the outskirts. Dude, you know how bad that is up there?
That was the Chop Chaz zone.
Yeah, dude, they allow anybody. You can fucking, let me tell you something. You could behead a newborn baby, and if you're fucking trans, they'd be like, well,
It's tough. It's tough. There are protests in Florida, Tater Tot.
Oh yeah, everybody.
Columbus stealing Gregg's super chat.
People are protesting. That's a good one.
That's a great one. Give Gregg his money.
That's a great one. We should do that. We have big signs. Go ahead.
That's fucking funny. Johnny Pillman, when Gregg's arm exploded, was
one.
he doing the exercise or was he posing? They didn't make it clear in the movie. His arm never exploded.
My arm didn't explode. I had a hematoma. I drained the blood. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God.
Let's talk about fucking vaginas. It's more fun. We just saw leading a lot of these riots, white liberals, 100%. Yes.
That's what I said. Yes.
Yeah. Funny how they're waving flags from the countries they ran from. This country they go to them and stay, because it's all paid for and planned. This is all planned by the Rothschilds, George Soros.
Oh yeah.
And Brussels, the EU, which is a globalist fucking.
Isn't it funny how when the guy brought up my arms and said it exploded, I said it was all bloody arms. Joe went right to a vagina, bloody vagina. He said, let's talk about something else that bleeds.
Yep. Corey Hanks. Hey, Cord, thanks for watching again. All the money that this country has wasted on illegal aliens in the last 5 years, they could have gave us black folks reparations with that money by now. They could have gave us all fucking fucking Vegas fucking trips with a fucking $10,000 marker.
Oh yeah, man. Oh God.
At the high roller table. Egregious. They do this protesting shit in these countries. They wave the flag for their police military would shit on them. Of course, they would never.
Dude, can you imagine going to another country, go to the Soviet Union, somewhere else, just not one of the liberal fucking cocksucker countries?
Yeah.
Can you imagine going over there and burning their flag in their like right in the middle of their like big district, business districts and all that shit, or their version of Times Square? Forget it. You'd be dead. You would never last.
Jump on you. It wouldn't even wait for.
You know that Mexico has one of the biggest, strictest laws about illegal immigrants coming over the border. Do you know that if you went there and you tried to stay there and you didn't get a visa, I think it's mandatory 2 years in their jail. And let me tell you, America's not going to come over there and go, we want him out. You know what I'm saying?
If you fucked up, you're on your own. Here's Miranda Wrights. What's up, Miranda Wrights? Funny how Simone Biles said that the girl Riley looks like a man when Simone is built like a 45-year-old Mexican.
Dude, I have no respect for that little fucking raisinette. That motherfucker, I spit on the ground to that. She's a talented gymnast, but she's a quitter. She's a fucking quitter. Remember, she won the first year. Then when she came back the next year, she started that whole crying and saying she was having a nervous breakdown. She wasn't having a nervous breakdown when you first started. It's because you started fucking up. All of a sudden, your skills, it's like a Yankee. It's like when Max Fried gave up fucking like 7 runs against the fucking against the Mets or whatever it was. Everybody's like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? It's a bad game. But you don't quit.
No.
You don't quit. Yeah, she had a bad game, but she quit. She's a fucking quitter.
Yeah. Yep.
I have no respect for her. Still talking about equity and inclusion when she said, I believe in equity and inclusion. Get the fuck out of here.
She wants the tranny because she's breaking Riley Gaines' balls about the tranny swimmer in college that held her up from winning the
Dude, that's disgusting. That guy's fucking gross, bro. He's 6'4", 6'5", and you get against all these little girls. Doesn't look anything like a chick.
No.
That's not. Well, I just want to tell you guys something. That's not trans. That's not a true tranny. When you hear Dave talk about that shit, and I meet that fucking one in the club with King Kamali, it doesn't look like that. Look better than your girlfriend, you fucking guy. You have no idea. It's a fucking. You have no. That's a fucking bro. That's an abomination.
Yeah.
That's in the category of my mother-in-law. That's in the same category.
Guy Watts. Hello, Greg. Hope things are doing okay with the medical issues. Thinking of you, mate.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
I
think I'm fine with all that. I think, but I just got to get it checked.
You had a lot of health issues, but you seem to be in great fucking shape, and you follow what the doctors tell you to do. You take the fucking medication the right way. Your diet is fucking impeccable. With the I give you a lot of credit because I couldn't do that with the carbs. It would be a horror show.
It is hard, Joe, but I just did
your life.
Yeah.
But you look fucking dynamite. You fucking slim down.
Thank you. I'm
fucking
a little over 5 years away from fucking 70. Isn't that fucked up?
Insane, right?
I know when I think about that, Joe. You know what kills me when I start. Joe, Joe, did you ever watch like you see a music video pop up and it's from the 80s and shit, and especially like the early 80s, like I walk along the avenue, you know what I mean? And you see what those guys look like now, and you're like, holy shit, the guy from
the
Flock of Seagulls
yeah.
with the hair. Now he looks
He
like
has
a fucking, yeah, now he's a fucking old man, bro. You know what I mean?
in a wheelchair now. Yeah, he's like Charlie
I'm like,
Arms.
holy shit. All the chicks with the big hair. Dude, the 80s were the hottest chicks. There's no hotter chicks than the. They all had the bouffant hair, right, Joe?
Yeah.
And they wear the shoulder pads and the little jacket. Dude, those girls were hot, bro. The 80s had the hottest chicks.
Greg, how about the LA Gear high tops with the little short socks?
Oh,
shorts?
I love it. I love it.
The dungaree shorts with the fringes. Ooh.
I love it, Joe. I love all of that. They don't make, Joe, they don't, that era with chicks, the 80s with the big hair, every chick had big hair, right?
Yep, rock chicks, Guido chicks.
Oh, they all had the big hair, all of them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And they look good. Now everybody's fat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
Fat chicks with there's nothing worse than seeing a fat chick with a little half shirt on, and she has the audacity to have a ring in her belly. You know what I mean? A belly button ring.
Bring more attention to it. Yeah. Richard Hollowell, what's going on? RX Muscle doesn't seem as fun as it used to be. Listen, whatever. Everybody has shows are all different. I don't know. I'm not. You put Greg and Jimmy the Bull on something. It's funny and it's fun.
Thank you, Jessica.
That Jimmy rant last week has me fucking pissing my pants. So, that was fun.
He called me up. You better be going. I don't want to be there without you, bro. Because I'm not gonna say.
You gotta go, man. You know what? You'll enjoy. You know what? You and Lucia are gonna have a good time. You go out to eat. You're gonna be with all the guys there. It'll be all right. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I know. It's just that whole flying shit, man. I hate that shit.
It's not that bad. That's I've been there before. That's not too bad of a flight. But Greg, I want to interrupt the program right now because I want to make sure we're talking
about real men.
There he is. There's Tampon Tim.
Dude, this guy has the audacity. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me with this guy. I mean, Kamala Harris is still coming out saying shit too. We need this guy back. I don't understand what that fucking was, bro. What the fuck was that?
It looks like they're starting to kiss and make up. I think it's all a fucking work. But it looks like Donald and Elon, the bromance, might be back where it was. But of course, we are talking about Old Man's Tune-Up and Vince's Muscle Shop. There's the great.
Right there, look at that. I got Donald Trump. I got Gangster Donald, though.
That's cool.
Gangster Donald. That's gangster. What am I
doing? OldMansTuneUp.com or Vince'sMuscleShop.com. Greg, you and I are on testosterone, but there are a lot of people that don't want to get on TRT.
We should be on the cover of that.
We should, yeah. We have to stop juicing though. But you can take this instead of test. And listen, even Vince says it on the website. It's not going to be as good, but if you want to stay clean and keep your natural or whatever is left of it going, this won't stop it like the way testosterone.
I got it in the other room. Fuck.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
No, this one right here is the one that Vince told me. Right here is the one I think that's the biggie. Wait. This one. Oh, fuck shit. I'm not gonna show her. This one, that's Vince there.
Oh, you got okay.
And then pump caps.
Pump caps.
See, because this is like a nitrous oxide releaser.
Yeah.
And we love nitrous oxide because it helps the fucking Pichuli God. You know what I'm saying? As well. And there's nothing like, dude, let me tell you something. If you took this, well, if you take that and you mix it with fucking ejaculoid, you might fucking drop dead. You know what I'm saying?
You might start going on a
You would die like this with a smile on your face and this big fucking
you die with a big dick in your hand.
You die with a big.
Vince has his 1976 Jeep on there, so he says, "Old man's tune-up. It's like your 1976 Jeep. You got to take care of it, or else it'll stop running." So there you go. Vince is a great guy, and he's a paisan. So go to Vince'sMuscleShop.com or Old Man's Tune-Up.
Old Man's Tune-Up. Yep.
Hey, Freddie Mac. What's up, Freddie? Hey, guys. What were some of the craziest sex positions you guys would perform back in the day when you were young bucks?
On each other? I think that would be 69 with a slice of pizza in one hand.
Oh, craziest sex positions.
I don't really like the positions are like, I'm not one of those guys like you put your leg here, put your other leg over there. I'm going to drop off the ceiling and fucking land my penis in your fucking, your clam box there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
At this point in my marriage, anything other than fucking missionary is fucking wild and crazy. Back in the day, I mean, I guess when you were young, anything goes. It's all.
The old motto for us when I was younger is there's two kinds of girls in this world. Three. One you don't want any part of. The other is, the kind of girl you want to marry, and then there's the girls you want to fuck, the pigs. You know what I mean? And then usually a lot of times the pigs aren't always the greatest looking girls, but Christ's sake, they knew how to get that dick right up there, right, Joe?
Oh yeah, fucking swallow the whole fucking load.
When I was in school, girls didn't really fuck. You couldn't really fuck. There were a few girls in the whole school that fucked. Most of them were chubby.
Different back in the old days. Yeah.
And guys would fucking go after that. Oh God, yeah, man. Same shit. You didn't get blowjobs. Today these kids are doing it at fucking, I'm not even saying, but you know what I'm talking about.
They're having threesomes in fucking high school. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh yeah, man. Hey. Can you imagine going to school today? Shit.
Oh man. Candace, last time I dated an Indian man, gonna get myself an Italian juice head now. There you go, Candace.
There you go, Candace.
Hopefully. You should go to Alabama. There's single, Jimmy's single, right?
Oh yeah, Jimmy's single.
There's plenty of single guys that are gonna be here. You ever heard the story when I knocked out Groucho Marx for disrespecting my gym? Fucking guy was trimming his mustache in the bathroom, then clean up after him. That's good. I gotta give him credit for that. That's a good one.
That was pubic hairs.
Groucho's pubic hair even fucking.
Charlie arms. Charlie.
Annie Barker, so happy the stream worked. Us too. I apologize. That was I rebooted my what was that? I feel like Peter Brady with that fucking voice cracking in the song. Change. I rebooted my computer and it worked. So whatever happened, it was on my end. I apologize, guys. Hope this isn't a short show. I'm working a double today. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
You taking it? I'm just kidding. Sorry. Paul Till. Thank you, Paul. He's a regular on this. Greg, what did you think about Flex Wheeler's physique? What was his best year, and do you think he's the best to never win the up?
Oh, wow. I mean, he had a great... his best year was probably the year he lost to Ronnie. You know what I'm saying? What was that, 1999, 2000? He had a great physique. He wasn't my favorite. I don't know if he's the best to ever not win the Mr. Olympia. He's up there. You got to give Kevin LeBron could have won. You know what I'm saying? Victor Martinez.
Victor, yeah. Those
a lot of those guys.
Talk about that. Even
Lee Priest. Lee Priest was going up against monsters, and he fucking held his own. He's bigger than some of the guys. You know what I mean?
Didn't he play 6 1 year, Lee?
Yeah. He placed in the Olympia. Yeah. Oh,
he would have. I don't even think he would have done the 212 if they had it back then. I think he would have been like, "Fuck that! I'm going up against these fucking guys."
He might have. What he should have done was, he would have to 202. He would have destroyed everybody. So he should have won that, and then he should have said, "Fuck that!" Like Franco Colombo used to do, and say, "I'm going in the open. I want to challenge." Man, because Franco would win the 200. Arnold would win the over 200. Those two would pose down. That's
the overall. Yep. So those are the names that commonly talk about.
I like Flex. I know Flex.
He had a great fucking build. Hey,
he had a phenomenal build. I like Victor Martinez's build. I told you the guy looks great in clothes. When a guy doesn't look like a refrigerator, like that. Yeah. When he wears clothes, he can go to a club and shit, and he wearing like just a shirt and pants, but he looks good. You understand? A lot of these guys look like refrigerator boxes. They want to look at the big baggy shirt and the big baggy pants, and it doesn't even look good. They look like a refrigerator.
Yeah. Looks a little funny. Son of Sammy Davis. What's up, Nick? Yo, Greg, did you see Aaron Judge's homer last night?
Oh my God, dude, it almost went out of I mean, I don't know how it probably would have kept going. I mean, it hit way up, almost went out of Royals Park, Joe. It was that good. It was the thing was I don't remember, was it 118 miles an hour? So I don't know. It's fucking, but Joe, it fucking, even the people in the back of the stands are watching it go over their head, the very left, and they're watching. And they're like, "Where the fuck did that go? Did that go over?" I think it hit at the very top. It was
Ruthian, a Ruthian fucking blast.
Oh
man.
yeah.
Yep. And Joe, R.I.P. Brian Wilson. Sorry for your loss. He was a legend. Well, I wasn't related to Brian Wilson, but Nick knows that I'm a huge Beach Boys fan.
Oh yeah, man.
Brian Wilson passed away. He was in his 80s. I never got a chance to see him. My wife and I had tickets to see him. I don't know if it was probably like right before COVID or maybe right after COVID.
Oh shit.
And he canceled the concerts because
Well,
he had a lot of issues. He had a lot of mental issues. So I think he needed to go back into some psychiatry.
Yeah, he had a lot of problems, Joe.
Yeah, they refunded the tickets, and I never like thought about buying. We were going to like, it was like a Connecticut weekend, one of those like Indian reservation things. We were going to see it, and then
I know what you're talking about. Yup.
Hang around a little bit. But yeah, Brian Wilson, I'm a huge fucking Beach Boys fan, and he was the brains behind. I mean, just a huge loss for the music industry. And
I saw the Beach Boys up at SPACs, Saratoga Performing Arts Center, in
so you've seen them.
1977. I was 17, 1977.
That's fucking great.
That's back when they were so.
The Beach Boys either.
Huh?
I don't know what's wrong with me. Even if they're half the Beach Boys, I don't care. Just to say I got a checklist. I don't, and it's still not the box ain't checked on there. But yeah,
there's nothing like an unchecked box.
Check box, yes.
Unchecked box. We need that.
I have an unchecked box every night when I go to sleep. Oh, you're still awake. Like, that's a perfect solution. But you know what, bro? So happy I found out months ago she actually had a porch pirate. I was like, yes. Oh, with the landlord, the lady who's in charge of the thing. She still acts the same, even though she had a porch pirate. So somebody was stealing packages, Amazon and whatnot, off her fucking front, and she still feels bad for these people. Well, good for her. Fuck her. Arlene, what's up, Arlene? I don't know, guys. Shouldn't we have some more compassion for all these immigrants? I know that you were dripping with sarcasm.
Well, how do you have compassion for people that are just robbing and looting? They're fucking coming out holding boxes like this of iPhones. I just got me some iPhones. You know what they should do? You know what's funny? The iPhone, they come out with like, they could check your retina, they could check how many fucking nose hairs you have, they could check like if you got a pimple on you, or your heart rate, and all this other bullshit. Why don't you come out with each phone should have its own fingerprint? In other words, like, for instance, if this phone was stolen out of the store, it becomes, they just fucking push a button, it becomes dead. It's like a rock. Whoever stole it, you can never sell it, never use it, never have it turned on. There's nothing you could do inside, because you have it encrypted a certain way that, so in other words, these savages, they're running. I watched them. They had a girl with an arm load, like this chubby girl. She couldn't outrun the cop. So the cop tackled her. All the shit went fucking flying. You know what I'm saying? But I have no tolerance when I see them stealing. Dude, listen to me. They're stupid. This is how stupid these Antifa motherfuckers are, right? They're over there to show, I'm sure you all saw this, an aerial view of a guy taking a fucking little mini sledgehammer, breaking up the curb, right?
Yes.
So throw rocks.
Yeah.
Dude, meanwhile, right, there's a sidewalk right behind him and then a bunch of dirt with trees. Why don't you go over there and just grab one of the rocks? You're going to go through all that fucking, go grab this fucking rocks in the dirt. Go grab a fucking, you got to fucking break up a curb just to get a rock? Are you fucking that stupid? I mean, there's rocks ever come in my fucking lawn. Every time my girlfriend cuts the grass with me, a fucking rock goes, phew, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. You need to break up a curb to find a rock? Joe, did you see that shit?
Fucking, they're not fucking, they don't have PhDs, some of these fucking.
But Joe, here's the thing. I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but did any of you guys see that they had a guy pull up in a big truck and he was handing out kits they were saying that this is how they know it's like funded by Soros.
Yeah,
They were handing out riot kits which had like it had gloves, it had masks, it had fucking gas masks, it had like special goggles, it had a whole fucking kit that each guy gets a kit so that you have like with like fireworks and all kinds of bullshit, dude. That's so fucking wrong. That guy should go to jail for life. That these fucking people, these are insurrectionists. I saw the fucking Democrat go, wow. You know, how many people died so far in LA? None. How many people died in January
6th? Yeah.
Bullshit, motherfucker. One person died. And because when you're a savage fucking cop who got away with that shit.
He did get away
with it. Joe, listen to me. You know that you were a cop, right? So you know as well as I do that if when you were a cop, right? If somebody took like Bernard Kerik was the chief of commissioner, right? When you at the end of there with you?
Yes.
Okay. If somebody had Bernard Kerik in a headlock and they had him like this and they had a gun to his head, right? And they had just killed his secretary and everybody else, and they had a gun to his head, and they're like, we're going to kill him. I'm going to kill him right now. We're going to kill him right now. And you fucking popped up your gun, boom, and you shot the guy and he's dead. Do you just get to, like in the movies, do you just get to walk out in the sunset? Or do you still have to answer why'd you use the gun? What'd you get?
They take your guns, they send you for psychological.
Right, even though it's justified. You just saved the commissioner's life.
Yeah. It's a good shooting, but you still have to go through the
This
whole
guy didn't have to do anything. Matter of fact, he probably got a Medal of Honor for killing Ashley Babbitt. That motherfucker should be hung. You know what I mean? He is an insurrectionist. He is an insurrectionist.
She wasn't a threat to him or somebody at that point.
She wasn't. Dude, he ran right up to her, though. He didn't just like, what?
Well, he's like behind the wall, like that door.
And he came right up to him, went boom like this, and it ran like a coward back.
Now, was she wrong for doing what she was doing? 100%. I think she was stupid for what she was doing. She shouldn't have been there, and she shouldn't have been trying to climb through that thing where there was these congressional people or whoever the fuck. But that's not a shooting.
But Joe, if you
push her through and keep her out.
That's not right. Joe's saying that's not justified, because if you want to justify that,
then
every savage all she did was break a window.
Was she pointing a gun through the window? No. Then you can't shoot her. I'm just giving you the legal part of it.
To be honest with you, she was basically trespassing and damaging fucking public property.
She was being stupid, is what she was doing. She wasn't being violated.
So then every one of those savages down there in LA should get what she got then, right? Because if that's legal,
justifiable,
that's justified. Well, if you break public property and you trespass, well, then half of them people would be, get what she got. Dude, she was burgled.
Spray in the corner.
I
ain't no savage, only during my workouts. Glory goes.
There you go. That's where it should be.
Arlene, shouldn't they have some more compassion? Stop being criminals and creating victims. I don't know if you're joking. Sorry if it was a joke. She says she's not joking. All right, Arlene, listen. That's your opinion. I disagree with.
What did she say, Joe? She wants more compassion.
Compassion for the people being deported and round up by the ICE.
Wait a minute. Whoa. First of all,
that's fine. She can have illegally. Doesn't bother me one bit. I don't.
But they're not taking families out. They're not taking. If you see a family, listen.
If they're illegal, they should be kicked out. I don't give a fuck if they're 3 years old or 33 years old.
Well, what happens is this: they already said it. If you're a woman and your boyfriend is like a MS-13 or fucking, one of those other, whatever that, Trendel Agua, right? You're dating him, and you got a kid with him, or you got kids, and you're all living in the same house. They're coming from, and if you're there illegally, you're going too. So you have a choice: you keep your kids with you, or do you have somebody they can stay within this country? And what are most mothers gonna say? Kids are coming with me. So that's what happens. But they're not doing that. When you're seeing all these savages, do you see old guys like Joe and I throwing rocks down there? No. Okay. It's all 21, 20. Right. Joe and I would go to pick up a rock. Do my back out. Oh, fuck.
Broke a nail.
We would be walking like this, all crooked and shit. You know what I mean?
I'd be like 50 Cent when he threw out the first pitch at Shea Stadium.
Oh, Jesus.
Arlene, I have no problem with you having that opinion. You are totally entitled to it. It doesn't make my opinion right, nor does it make it wrong, or vice versa. I respect
your opinion, but let me just say, if you're here illegally,
for this program, you can have whatever. It doesn't have to be the same opinion as we have. It's fine. It's the same thing with Spain, which I used to love visiting. I've never been there, but they turned extreme left. I was in Madrid, and they do hard subs in front of little kids' street police just wave at. the bad guys. That's disgusting. You know, imagine that you're fucking shooting up fucking dope, and there's fucking mother of three right next to you at the bus stop, openly smoking crack or whatever. The police will wish.
No, they ruined it. They ruined all that shit.
I'm not exaggerating. I don't think you are. I don't think you are. I've seen people smoking weed in front of fucking little kids, and my big mouth. Fucking,
dude, I just saw a video. It was actually on Twitter. Twitter will post somebody getting beheaded. It's crazy, but they showed a guy, right? Some black dude happens to be. There's a chick working in I think it was in Germany. And she's sitting there, and she's behind the desk. And I think it's a liquor store. And all of a sudden, a black guy walks by, and he sees her through the window, comes in, grabs her, pulls her off the desk, right? Brings her in the back. He shaped her, right? You understand what I'm saying? And it killed her. And then it shows him walking back. He leaves the back room. Her body's back there. He walks in. He opens up the cash register, takes the money out, and just leaves. So I'm supposed to have sympathy for that? I'm supposed to have sympathy? Those are savages. They're savages.
I have no sympathy. Gregg Velasquez, I'm a leftist, but I prefer not to get into what two juice heads. I'm just here to be entertained. Exactly. I want to entertain. I don't want people to get into, listen, we may have an opinion that you disagree with, and that's fine. But I never try to change someone else's opinion.
Me neither. Even though you're wrong, I still allow you to.
Greg, you know we love you, bro. We want to entertain. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't give two shits. If you feel that way, that's fine. My aunt feels that way. She's like telling me
that way. So what? I don't give a fuck.
My girlfriend's Mexican. She's trying to get her mother back over the border. She's trying to rip up her citizenship and get her back over the border.
Okay, Alimba, you should look into statistics, how much suffering responsible crimes. Listen, everybody's going to have their own opinion, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Doesn't matter.
It goes back to the whole thing. Listen, not for nothing, but I know I have black friends and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not like my children are part black. Their grandfather on the mother's side is black. My ex-wife is mulatto. Listen to me. If you were black or Hispanic or anything, my girlfriend's watching this shit, and she's like, "Holy shit! Look at these fucking savage Mexicans. We're not like that." Her mother.
Yeah.
But one thing her mother did say, honestly, is she said, "We're not like that." And I said, yes, a few of the girls in the crowd are hot. You're not. But no, but what I'm saying, all joking aside, what happens is that makes everybody think like, oh, black people are bad, or oh, like on BLM, and all Mexicans. It's not the case. You can't go by. There's white people doing that shit too, and a lot of those people were bussed in to do that. There was a guy. Holy shit, Joe. Do you ever see that kid? Is his name Julio Rivera? Whatever. He's a reporter. He's a young Mexican kid who's actually started his own website. Now it's big. Every once in a while, they use him whenever savage shit like this happens on Fox, right? They use him and he does a report, right? And he said the fucking craziest thing is he said, I've been to all of them. I've been to the one in Washington, D.C. I was up at the Black Lives Matter up in fucking, he was, in Michigan, Minnesota. I was there in New York City when they were fucking rioting. And he said, you know what's funny? He goes, I see some of the same people at this fucking thing. So you know what that means?
Yep.
Joe, think about that.
They're fucking hired guns.
So, Arlene, do you understand these people? Is it Arlene who said that? Listen, these people are funded to do this. They're making the left look bad.
Agitate. That's what they
right. I have some liberal thinking, I don't give two shits if you're gay, straight. I don't care if you're black, white. I don't care. I don't look at people in their color or whatever. I've been fucked over by Italians, so it's not like, it doesn't mean anything. Okay, with me, it just is this. There's savages in every race. And you know who your worst enemy is? Your own. Okay? Who kissed Jesus Christ on the cheek and then kicked him in the ass and said, here he is, come get this motherfucker? Who? Judas. Supposedly that was his favorite apostle. What I'm saying is that it's always that way. It's always that way. You know how many times Sammy the Bull killed people for ratting and being a rat? Greg Scarpa, the angel of death, right? The Grim Reaper, killed people if you were a rat. And guess what? They were rats.
Yeah.
They were the biggest fucking rats. Greg Scarpa was on the fucking payroll for the feds.
Yes, for years.
Okay, every one. Whitey Bulger got killed. He got killed in prison. You know why? Because he was a Fed. His whole life, he was a Fed. Nobody knew that. He was undercover. When he got to prison, they knew and they killed him. He was there for like 2-3 days, and he was killed. Not for no other reason other than he was a Fed. Do you understand? He was a rat.
He
worked
went
for
on the
them.
land for all those years. He was
When these guys get away with this shit, because they're in with them. I'm just telling you, okay? So what I'm saying is, your own is the worst kind. If I was black or Hispanic or anything with that, I would denounce this shit. If I was fucking from Gaza, do you know who's killing people in Gaza? Not fucking Hamas doesn't allow the food trucks in. They use kids as human shields. I saw a march in Gaza where they were like, please take Hamas out of here. They're ruining. It's them.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? There's a reason why Egypt and fucking Saudi Arabia, all these different Arab nations say, I don't want them here. They're not coming here. I'll a few of them, I don't want them here. Because they can't weed out who's Hamas and who's not, and they're trouble.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, it's not. You've been fed a fucking, you're like mushrooms. You've been kept in the dark and fed fucking shit. You know what I'm saying?
And bill of goods. Richard says, Greg, I was in Philly today and they're starting to break windows and burn stores down.
Oh, yeah.
People throwing rocks at kids today, walking home from school today. My friend made a video. Philadelphia is fucking
savages.
It's such a shame what happened to it. But I tell you right now, West 9th Street in South Philly, they're not doing that. You know why? Because the fucking boys are still there.
Let me tell you something.
They don't fucking do that shit over there.
The minute
you walk around there with your pocketbook wide open, will knock your fucking
Joe, why don't they go over there and go into Beverly Hills and shit like that, right? They won't do that shit because that's where the rich people, and they'll shut that down. They'll make a phone call that gets shut down right away. Okay?
Philly is a shithole, but the mob control.
They're doing a business district. You see half the guys who lost their business are immigrants? Did you see that? A lot of them are Indian, but they're still immigrants. Do you understand?
So they're getting fucking, they're getting.
You know what? Dude, you know what I would do?
Business in the fucking inner city and it's getting destroyed.
Joe, you know what I would do if I was Trump? I'd make a deal with the cartel. Listen, we'll work something out. You know what I mean? How about you handle this shit? The minute the cartel sends a few sicarios in there, a few people, and they find out the cartel, all of a sudden people, I think I'm going to go home. No more work for me. You know what I mean?
Yep. Mike G, give us the truth. Why does Lee do the weekly serious and silliness podcast with Armand and not do RXX? I don't know anything about.
I'm not really sure. Joe Zapata hooked him up with John Livia. John Livia's a good guy. I like John Livia. He's a really good guy. I don't know. It's just it's not that. I think Lee's not comfortable with some of the people that are on the show with me. You know what I mean? And let me just leave it. I mean, I know more than I'm saying, but just let's put it that way.
You don't have to fucking listen.
No, it's not Lee asking that. No.
Yeah, but you work on that show. I mean, I totally get it. It is what it is. If Lee wanted to do it, he'd still be doing it.
Oh, absolutely. He'll take him on anytime. And John Livia's a good guy. I like John Livia. Joe Zapata is the one who hooked Livia and Lee Priest up.
Oh, cool. All right, good. You are right, Greg. What you're saying reminds me of another Denmark story. I told you before. Anything related to those people who celebrate here in our own city is mock Christmas, but they will celebrate all the Muslim holidays in the school. That is so fun. Imagine that. Imagine mocking Christmas.
I'll give you one better.
It's not even a holiday anymore. It's
no. First of all, they mock Jesus.
Toys. Yeah, I mean,
they mock the shit out of Jesus. But I'll give you one better. Okay, imagine drag queen story time in a fucking elementary school full of Muslim kids. Imagine that. You think that would happen?
Oh,
do you think that would happen? Do you know what would happen?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't want to. You don't want to know that shit. You don't want to know what would happen.
Yep. Greg, I'm not from Brooklyn. I was just there visiting some wise guys. I had some.
Oh, there you go, Charlie. Charlie, were you in your walker?
Mike James. Hey, Mike, what's up? Flower Child, Woodstock, Hickey, white boomers are who ruined this country. And I think you brought that up a week or two ago, Greg. The fucking the Woodstock people, the hippies.
Isn't that funny, Joe? You still see some of these.
Yeah.
You still see some of these old men with fucking like ponytails and shit, and the skinny the old lady that like sits and eats granola all day, can't kill an animal, can't fucking whatever, and they're like, Donald Trump is like doing all that. The same people in Vietnam.
He's a Nazi, that Trump.
There's a lot of hippies still. That this is like if they look for these things.
Yeah, no, it's. I guess they have experience, right? They have a fucking resume.
I don't wish. I'm sorry. Go ahead, read that. I'm sorry.
No, Linda McHands. This is funny. Greg claims to love skinny women, so did he like Grace Jones? Married Chloe for a little while. She was like a fucking.
No, I did not. I know what he's getting at.
She was a model, so she was tall and just all legs and no tits and.
Yeah, I know what he's getting at. I'll tell you the story. But listen, here's the thing, though. Can you imagine? I don't wish this on anybody, but God forbid some big what's his name? The fucking mayor there, not the mayor. What's the governor's name of Pennsylvania? I always get Josh Shapiro mixed up with him.
Of Philly, Pennsylvania is Josh Shapiro.
It is Josh Shapiro.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So imagine, like when they burned down Josh Shapiro's house recently, you know what I mean? They tried to burn it with him and his family in there. God forbid one of those guys on the left that are Big Willie in the left, God forbid, somebody in their family gets involved in this shit and gets hurt or killed. You know what I mean? Yeah. All of a sudden, you're going to see a big fucking turn. You know what I mean? These people are protected. They're not anywhere near, even if they live in Los Angeles, they're nowhere. They don't live anywhere around that. That doesn't affect them. The minute it affects them, it gets shut down.
Yeah. Once it reaches their front door, it's a different fucking story. Like you said, like with fucking Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Same exact thing. By the way, Greg, have you decided if you're going to Alabama yet? Joe, you should go too. Dave's eyes would pop out. Don't forget, Joe, Dave has never seen a man interview and hold the camera at the same time. That's a
I would love it. I would love it if Joe was out there with Joe.
I'm not going. So
no, I know. Unless you're getting the Scott old to go, you know what I mean?
I would go because I would want to fucking hang out with you, but
yeah, I'll be with Jimmy the Bull, Crazy George. Yeah. George's brother's going, who's really insane.
Oh, good. Yeah, I remember I've met him a few times with you.
Yeah, oh my God.
Mr. G. Megan, hopefully your show gets Greg and us some more book sales so I can afford even the enhanced games. Very good, mate.
Thank you, Megan.
Joe, age is just a number. He was still competing when he was 70, Charlie.
Yes, he did. He did compete. I think he won a big master show, too.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he did, yeah.
Talking about 80s chicks, Greg loved the little bush poking out of the little shorts they used to wear. I know you had that story in high school on the beach.
Oh my God. If I think about that, I tell my girlfriend, because remember, she was 15 and she had that little fucking hairy box down. And I was young too. I was like 17. But Joe, you know what the craziest thing is? I forget. You know who I really love too? I always talk about, like Ariana Grande. Like, I can't picture Ariana Grande sitting on a toilet, or taking a big long fucking shit or a diarrhea. I feel like that girl, when she farts, it smells like fucking fresh baked chocolate chip cookies. But you know what else I like? I used to love was what's the girl? Wait, what's her name again? Oh, come on, Kate Beckinsale. Remember Kate Beckinsale when she was younger? Yes. And that fucking when she was that vampire with Underworld. Oh my God.
Yes, very.
I would let her bite me. I'd be like, let's live together forever. Bite my neck. You know what I mean?
Greg, I'm going to test and tempt the hands of fate by trying to show a pre-recorded 60-second commercial from one of our sponsors.
Okay.
After the fucked up part of the beginning of the show, I shouldn't do this, but I have to do it. So we're going to be back right after this quick word from Vince Kunkel, Johnny's son, and Chapel of Peace Cremation Services.
Hi, my name is Vince, and I'm the owner here at Chapel of Peace Cremation and Memorial Services, located in sunny San Diego. But don't let our location stop you from giving us a call. We ship nationally and internationally. We're here to help you with all of your family's needs. Whether we're talking about a traditional burial, a cremation, or an aquamation, we have you covered. God forbid something happens on the West Coast and you live in the East Coast, we can help you. If you need to go to another country of origin, I can do that. Call us anytime, 24 hours at 619-749-8560. I'm the owner and I'll answer. Paisan, I got you covered. I'm just kidding. That's for Joe and Greg. But for real, call us anytime. I'll answer the phone and I'll help you.
Wow, Joe, I'm impressed. That was a great commercial.
It worked. I did it right.
And
Vince,
you did it, and you got it up. I'm doubly impressed.
great job, Vince. I'm going to definitely touch base with him and John after the show. I asked him to send me a commercial, and I was going to just put it on the YouTube. Then I'm like, wait, I think I can add a video to our show and show it during the show, not just an intro and outro.
See that? That's a good commercial, because let me tell you something. He just gave you some good information. First of all, let's say you want Gaza, you're pro Gaza, you hate the Jews, and you go over there and you by accident get beheaded, right? You can get sent back and cremated here. Thanks to John Kunkel and his son, Vince, right? So there we go. So just remember that, all you liberals, if you go over there and you get maybe hung by a fucking crane or maybe just shot in the head or worse, you can get still cremated if they don't cremate you over there alive.
Yes. And I do apologize. I had, where was that? Candace's comment was showing over Vince. So Vince, I apologize. I couldn't realize, I had to try to get it off. I didn't realize it was going to stay on the screen. Good comment though. So I'm going to bring it back up. How many enemies will Gregg pack for his trip down south?
I usually pack, oh, it's only going to be like 2 days if I go. So I'll have like 2 just in case, you know what I'm saying? 2 or 3.
Yeah. 2 or 3.
I don't use the water. I dump it. I clean it and then use hot water. Because that's what a doctor told me to do a long time ago.
I should be sleeping. Sadly, I will sleep a few apartments away from that Tua who claims that security cams are racist. It's not exactly a calming force, you know what I mean? So wish me luck. Just think about how getting fucking, just getting fucking gang shaped. And then maybe it'll make you feel a little better. Paul Walker. Donald and Elon just got into a little fight at the Strong and Shakely gym that spilled over to Twitter.
Jesus.
Trump has to stop working with Christian dudes.
I just caught that. That's funny.
Paul,
you guys.
Bravo, man. Great fucking comment. It's fucking funny as hell. Every bit of it, even the Duque part at the end.
That's funny. It is. It's great. I love that. That's a great comment.
Great job, bro. Fucking funny.
Paul Walker.
How did you guys romance and court your partners when you first met? Annie Barker. You met. Actually, I think 2 issues ago had a column of how when you met Lucia.
Yes.
And you actually got into, I don't know if it was this one or the one before it.
I think it was that one, no?
I think it was, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
So if you want to know the story, you should really buy the magazine.
Yeah, you can buy this magazine, and if you like chicks, you can masturbate to Teresa there. Annie, I don't know if you switch it or not, but
it's funny. That's the last paper magazine, guys. You guys should really check that out.
It's over.
I'm getting people asking me, Joe. You know that, right? I even tagged you on a thing on Instagram where somebody was just asking me because they always ask me, you should be still doing a Ramblin' Freak. I say I do. I do it for Muscle Sport Mag, and we just have to change the name because the name is owned by Blackman. So we call it Talking Smack.
It's the same column.
Same column, same crazy shit.
But Annie, you could find out the Gregg and Lucia story in there. I met my wife on December 17th, 1993. I cut her off at a coat check line at a disco in Long Island.
Oh, shit.
And then we were at a different disco about an hour later. And
a disco. I love it.
She said to me, you were the guy that cut me off at the coat check line at the other joint. I forget the name. So I think I was like, oh, shit, I'm sorry. I said, can I buy you a drink or something like that? And that's how we met. Basically, it was fate because I went to this one club. And me and Vinny the Guinea were waiting for Skinny Mike to meet us there. And Skinny Mike never showed up, and the place was kind of fucking lame. So I was like, there's another joint. Fucking, we passed it. I've been there before. Let's fuck this place. Mike ain't showing up. This is before you had fucking phone. You couldn't call him and say, hey, don't meet us there. It sucks. Meet us here. That was, if you didn't show up by a certain time, all right, I figured he wasn't going to be able to make it. We're driving from Brooklyn to Long Island.
Right.
So we go to this other joint. That's, like I said, maybe 5-10 minutes down the same street. Buttles was owned by the guy who was on the Jets, Greg Buttle, and
I remember that. Yeah,
it was a fucking place for years. It was open, And her and her friends did the same thing we did. That place was kind of fucking light, so they went to this place, and it was more crowded, so they stayed. And then her and I bumped into each other, and that's it. And now she's upstairs waiting for me to finish the show so we can have a cup of coffee. And so that's I romanced her by basically cutting her off at the coat check line, I guess.
That's great. See, you never know. That's why I tell people, you never know. Sometimes when you're looking for it, you don't find it, and all of a sudden you never know. You could be in a store and go around a corner and bump into somebody's wagon or whatever. You never know what happens.
Yeah. I was looking for it, all right. I was trying. She wouldn't, and like you said before, you know when there's the ones that you either want to marry or you want to.
Yeah.
I made the offer, and she turned it down, so I knew she was a good one.
So he said, "Now I'll marry you."
Well, not that moment, but in my head, I was like, "She's not a Bhutan, all right? It's worth the ride from Brooklyn." How crazy do you got, Mike G? Hey, Mikey, how crazy you think the army parade in DC this Saturday with the protesters? Also, Trump's birthday to add more fuel to the fire. Oh, that's having that big. They were bringing the tanks there and all of that.
Yeah, but it's not crazy. Why do people think that's crazy? I mean, it's been done a million times by other. John F. Kennedy did it.
No, because it was done by fucking guys like Stalin and Mussolini and Hitler, and it's Kim Jong-un. China, Mao, all of these guys, because most of those countries do these parades with the military.
But Kennedy did it to stop the fucking cops from beating up, the blacks over there in Alabama, where I'm going actually. And
this is going to be like a parade, though. This is a parade to show off the beautiful things in the country, and Mikey's saying there's going to be.
Oh, you're talking about the parade? I'm talking about the savages.
Yeah, no, it's. This is a parade. Trump wanted to do it, I think, in his first term, and it never happened. But it's
come on, you guys are don't
they're
tell
going
me.
to protest it because it's Trump. Doesn't matter what it is.
Oh my God in heaven!
He could be having Greta Thunberg as the fucking giving her the key to the country, and they would still boo him because it's Donald Trump.
Dude, you guys don't protest fucking Joe Biden get making a fucking walking out into the. He does a fucking thing out there where the Amazon walks into the jungle and they're like, "Hey, where'd he go? Go get him!" You know what I'm saying? You don't protest. The guy with the beard, the famous video that they constantly show is where Joe Biden are dancing or somewhere on some grass somewhere, and Joe Biden's standing there, and Kamala Harris, and then right next to Kamala Harris's husband is that fucking guy in a sequence dress and a fucking full beard and a black guy, and he leads up. Do you know what? Do you have any idea what like Putin says when he sees that shit, or fucking President Xi? Any idea? Do you have any fucking clue?
Clown show, bro.
Oh my God, come on.
Chris Miller. Hey, Chris, thank you for watching again. Has Greg ever sold steroids to a professional athlete, and has Joe ever arrested a professional athlete?
I've sold. Yes, I have sold.
I'm sure you don't want to throw any names out there.
Yeah, I'm never going to talk about that shit. But yes.
That's you're playing ball the right way. Yes, I arrested Mark Gastineau, and we became friends after that.
I remember you telling me that story. That's pretty cool.
I had no choice. There was a court order.
You tried everything you could to let him go, and you had to do what you had to do.
I had no choice. We gave him the whole fucking long weekend off, 4th of July weekend, extra day. He voluntarily surrendered. His lawyer, we didn't even cuff him until we got the second booking. I had to cuff him. He was great with it. He used to come and hang out in the squad after that. He was like one of our fucking buddies. It was kind of cool.
Dude, that guy was a monster athlete.
Yeah, he was a great athlete, but he used drugs. He fucked himself up. Greg, remember when I knocked out Chris Clark for going on the internet back in the day, claiming that you were his biggest client. Who's Chris Clark?
He's the guy that sold Synthol. I never even met Chris Clark in my life. I don't know.
Oh,
They're funny. He's funny.
Alan Kelly, either of you ever used a fleshlight or rubber pussy? Yes and yes.
a fresh what? Wait, fresh use.
Fleshlight. You know,
oh no, never.
The rubber. You never used one of those?
No.
Pocket pussy, even like with those little.
No, I never used any of that. I swear to God, just use my right hand.
I've used them. Philly is turning into LA today. They're telling cops to stand down. That's a shame.
Because you know what it is? They watch enough of it on TV, so they want to do it too. New York is going to do that. Watch.
They're going to wreck all of these beautiful things that the history of our country. They're gonna spray paint Ben Franklin and shit. Roger Babbitt, what's up, Raj? Greg, thank you for bringing up my sister. That guy should be in jail, but we just rewarded $33 million in the civil case. Still doesn't make it right. I don't know what he's referring to. You?
He's fucking crazy. This guy, whoever this guy is, that's got all these accounts, is fucking
It's
crazy.
a joke.
How does he even know? How does he even know the guy's name? He must be sitting on Google. Google is your best friend.
I don't know. That one was over my head. I didn't know it.
He's trying to say he's Ashley Babbitt's husband. He's trying to make believe, oh, you guys talked about Ashley Babbitt. And
Okay. Thank you. All right. But I didn't even put two and two together.
Like
I was
Ashley Babbitt's husband.
I was thinking of when the one cut his cock off. Remember?
Oh, Lorraine Bobbitt.
That's what I thought that was at first. A joke
No,
on
he's saying that's Ashley Babbitt's husband, and he just was awarded a something $1 million.
Was he? All right. Well, good. I'm glad he was awarded it. He deserved it. I don't know if you saw, but they caught Robbie Robertson running out of a Foot Locker with some.
That's funny, Robbie. I just caught it. It's Robbie Robinson. Robbie Robertson. And then
that's why I didn't understand the first, and then the spelling of the first name.
And he blamed Joe Weider for it. He said, I never got my just due. Joe Weider was a racist. He's been on the cover of fucking. He won the fucking Masters Olympia. He placed second in Miss Olympia. By the way, he's another one.
Yeah. Candace, is it just Indian men that want anal? No, greaseballs want it too. Well, I have this Rob today. I just answered it for you, right? Lee doesn't like Larry. It's obvious. I mean, I don't watch that much, but Larry doesn't really say much, so I don't know.
No.
So what? I don't know what.
You're trying to bait me, and I'm not going for
it. Don't be baiting.
No baiting. I'm not a fish.
Not a fish. Hey, Greg, is it true that you took your own tonsils out with a knife? It was a skewer.
It was just like I didn't take it out, but I fucking destroyed it. I fucking stuck skewered it. You make baked potatoes or fucking like it was a metal one with a little ring in the end, and I went. I popped it. It was fucking
a strip club.
Yes, it was in a strip club, Lake Lounge in Manpack, New York. Yup. It was so bad I fainted. When I got up, I pulled it out, blood shot everywhere. It was like unbelievable.
Oh my God, that's fucking.
But it did the job.
Yeah, right. It was you needed to be fucking, you didn't have.
Ironically, years later when I had the throat cancer, but that was the other side.
Yeah, no, that's not that. That was that was ages ago.
We're
not the same. Mikey G, your Yanks are at Fenway this weekend. I'm going to pull the fire alarm at the Yanks Hotel at 3 a.m. each morning. Those sucks.
Are they really?
Cubs are having a tough year. I thought they were going to be much better this year. Disappointing,
Well, you know what it is? I got to tell you something. I don't know how what the Mets history is with teams that they have, like their rivals, but even when the Red Sox are the best team, like, when they're in first place and kicking ass and the Yankees aren't doing so good, they wind up beating the Sox and playing them tough. And when the Yankees are a top team, the Sox, it's like that. It doesn't matter where you are in the standings when those two play each other. That's a fucking badass game.
That's why they get the national games, like last Sunday night.
I think I told you to check. I don't know if it was you I was telling, or I always get Joseph Potter and Joe Pietaro mixed up. I forget which one I talked to. Joseph Potter laughs at that all the time. But I forget who it was. But what the fuck was I just going to say? I just lost the whole fucking reason why I said that.
I don't know.
I forgot. Whatever. Forget it.
Son of Sammy Davis.
What was I going to say?
What's that?
I forgot what I was going to say.
That's stupid. All right. Happens to me all the time, bro. Gavin Newsom reminds me of the politician from The Godfather that killed that hooker at Fredo's Hua House. Senator, you can have my answer.
Senator. Yeah.
Who's this?
Talk like just
nothing.
Mr. Corleone.
Corleone. You take your oily skin and shiny suits. But he actually didn't kill that hooker. I think they said.
I think they set him up. I think he was drugged because he said, I don't remember even doing this shit. I think they drugged him and then threw a dead hooker's body in there. And he's, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't remember any of that.
Hanging her, and I think she slipped him a Mickey, and then they slit her throat. And then after that, he was buddies with Mr. Corleone.
I remember that.
Yeah. Great job, Nick. Great job. Gavin Newsom reminds you. Yeah, I guess he does. You don't.
That guy was a little more of an older man, like, He's
a little older, but he had like the slick hair, and he was a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a fucking douche, that fucking guy. He had his comeuppance though. He's sort of
He
like
did.
Anthony D. How come the migrants flown to Martha's Vineyard last 24 hours there? Good point. Remember last time? The Dems are fine with mass immigration as long as they're not brought to their own neighborhood. They
That's what I
baked
said.
cookies and fucking walked them to the bus to take them. Oh, have a good trip. Like they were being nice
Have
to
a
them.
good trip. Get out. They were like this. Have a good trip, and they were pushing him into the fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Into the fucking plane. Have a nice trip. Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out.
But when they got there, they weren't doing that. Oh,
No.
welcome. Stay here. Come to
No.
my house.
Yeah. I have a chick I banged who's pretty thin. I want to show the clip of Greg and him to rate her. Skinny like Greg likes him.
I love skinny chicks, bro.
He loves him. Kamala Harris used to, Lawrence Bing. What's up, Lawrence? Kamala used to work out. There's a great photo of her at World Gym back in the day.
When she was younger, fucking around with Montel Williams, she wasn't a bad looking girl, bro. She wasn't
she's
bad
really
looking.
not a horrible looking person, even at this stage of the game. I don't like her as a person, but I mean, if you just
No, she's not like fucking filthy ugly. It's her.
yeah,
It's what she radiates.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I gotta pee really bad. Keep talking, Joe. I hear you. I'm coming.
He's coming. He's got to pee and he's coming. You guys got any mafia stories? I just told one. With Nick brought up the movie. There is no such thing as the mafia. There's only in the movies. Mark Foreman. What's up, Mark? That's I've seen that picture before. Who is that? Have either of you ever stuck your dick in between your pillow and bed and fucked it, or fucked your couch cushions? Asking for a friend. I can honestly say that I have never even thought about doing that. Satin sheets, maybe I rubbed it, but I've never.
Either of you what?
You ever
Either of you what?
pillow in bed? Fuck your pillow and bed or couch cushions?
Fuck the pillow in bed? Oh, but wait, dick
Pillow
in
and bed
between
and
the pillow
fucking
and bed. Maybe if when I was young, I might have done that. You know what I'm saying?
It wouldn't be enough of resistance like to squeeze it. I don't think it would work. You know.
What kind of question? I might have done it when I was young.
Like I said, I sat and sheet. You know, it feels good when you rub it on your fucking knob. Joe has seen me here on another show. This is my really count. I didn't make it. You guys brought up Ashley, not me. All right, listen. Hey, everybody is welcome.
Okay, yeah, I believe it.
Whoa, what's with that
Come on,
Rob
live.
Robinson slander? He's a legend. I thought Greg liked him, and Joe Whedon never gave him his due. It's not a slander. It's just a little inside joke.
That's not true. Yeah, but that's not true. Joe Whedon never gave him his due. All of a sudden, he waits till Joe Whedon's dead and he starts blasting. The guy was on the cover of. He was in Pumping Iron. He was on the cover. If Joe didn't like him, he could have put the kibosh on it. He was on
Now,
the
did
cover.
Joe Whedon steal his bust for the Joe Whedon statue bust?
I don't know. Sometimes I heard it was Clancy Ross. Some people tell me it's whatever. You know what I mean?
That's
He
the
didn't
one
bitch
thing
it.
that people say. But so what?
If let's say it was Robbie. Let's say it was Robbie. What you didn't say anything when the guy was alive? I don't see any lawsuits or any of that shit. Why don't you say something?
I mean, Robbie Robinson, to his credit, he still looks fucking amazing at the age he's at now.
The guy looks great, but
look,
I don't think the guy's ever worked one day in his life. I don't know how the fuck he earns scuttle, but he's in Gold's Gym. When I was out there, he was in there all day. He was just a fixture in there. You know what I'm saying? And during the day, smack in the middle of the day. So,
good listen, like I said, he wrote a couple of columns for us. I dealt with Robbie on a number of occasions. Always gotten along great with him. He and I recently have exchanged some DMs about some new stuff he was doing. He was telling me about.
All right, so let me take all that back. He's a fucking great guy. No, I don't dislike the guy. I just don't like he's fine. I've never had a problem with him. But I just don't like all that bashing of Joe Whedon because it's not true.
It's not true. Yeah.
I know Joe Whedon and I knew Ben Whedon even better. And they were good. They were good guys. They were good to everybody. They weren't scumbags.
They made the sport what it is.
Right. They were good to everybody. They were not scumbags. And even Arnold talks about that.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't even know who Arnold is.
No. Why don't you guys get Charlie Arms with Jimmy the Bull on the show? Charlie is always in here. Charlie's welcome anytime he wants, as is the Bull. I love the Bull.
Now we saw Charlie Arms in his bare naked fucking.
Oh yeah, I just don't want him to get me thrown off of the air. Either you like red-headed chicks. Not my first choice.
Not my first choice, but we never turned
Not
anything
my
out. Is
first.
she skinny? And I like red hair if you got dark eyes, I think. I like dark-eyed girls.
Dark-eyed girls.
Mm-hmm.
Hispanics, Italians, Southern Italians, yeah. Greeks.
Ethnic Jews. All that.
Yeah. Is it the Freddie Mac? Is the old story true that Gregg knocked out 2 guys outside the Stage Deli and then got knocked out right after?
What's they do? I've never read this
Stage
story.
Deli in Manhattan? Famous.
Never heard of it.
I don't know. That
I guess
one
it's not true.
It's not true. This is
I
Gregg.
never heard of no Stage Deli.
Is Gregg's girlfriend really a tranny? No. I keep seeing comments about this on the RX videos.
Do they really say that? You know what's funny? I didn't read
They
the
had
comments.
comments yesterday. Well, what happened? Why not?
Did they say that? Did they say that in the comments?
I've never seen it. I don't watch it a lot. But I put on yesterday's show. Probably about, I don't know if it was halfway through. I probably saw the last 45 minutes or so. And I'm like, why aren't there any comments on a live?
And what happened?
There was no comment. There was no comment thing.
Did they stop it? Did he stop?
Like 20 people on the screen at once. I don't know who. Some guy with a beard, some bodybuilder with a beard was on. I don't know. I said, Michelle.
Wait, when I was on the show yesterday?
Yes, yeah. RX said, you know what caught me? Dave's thumbnail saying Gregg is out. So I'm like, there's a fucking.
What am I out of? He's so full of shit.
I was like, fuck it. You got me. You wrote me in. I clicked on it. I wanted to fucking,
He's funny. I tell him all the time, those are clickbait. A lot of those. Sometimes I'll watch like a video, like he'll do a video, almost a question and answer thing, and he'll be like, this is why steroids are killing people, and I'll be like, oh shit, what's Dave gonna say about that? And I'll have to skim through the whole fucking hour and a half video, and it's like one little thing, and it's not even about that. Like it's like, you motherfucker, you know what I mean?
It's
you
business.
got me.
Yeah. Yo. What's up, Dizzy? Hi, fellas. Hi, Dizzy.
Hey,
Paul
Dizzy, what's going on,
Walker.
man?
Paul Walker had that great comment before. Paul, bro, fucking hell. Gary Stridham was said to be natural. WBF was the other. Well, he was only natural that last show after Vince McMahon had the lawsuit with Hulk Hogan and all of that.
Yeah, and he looked like shit.
Lou Ferrigno never competed because they said we have to do a drug test, and Lou said after he was on WBF Lifestyles magazine. Remember the magazine they had?
I do remember that too. Yes, I do. I think I still have them somewhere. I have all of those.
Lou was on the cover and he was holding the trophy and said, "I'm coming for you, your title, Gary." And then we know what happened there. That was actually so Troy Moore was in there. I hang out with him every Olympia in Vegas. I see him out there.
Troy's a good guy. Very talented with building cars, man. You ever see the cars that guy built?
Oh, they're fucking amazing muscle cars. Yeah, Troy is good fucking man. He always talks about you too. Always mentions you.
He's a good man.
He's great. Gregg, that wasn't me. That was one of my caretakers from the Dominican Sisters. I'll come on next week for sure. Dominican Sisters with a fucking Wolfman mask and a penis. Corey had no shame in getting knocked out, Gregg. Azatino was knocked out at Red Fox Diner by a sucker punch. Keep your chin up.
Wait, no shame in getting knocked out, Gregg. A teen was knocked out in Red Fox Diner.
Red Fox Diner.
That's so silly. I don't know what you're talking about.
Red Fox was fucking,
Red Fox. This is the big one, Elizabeth.
The Red Fox was Jimmy Hoffa. That's where they met him and picked him up in Detroit.
Oh, really?
Red Fox Restaurant, I think it was. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Did Gregg know Mike Quinn? He was a certified bad. Yeah.
Yeah. We know Mike Quinn I know Mike Quinn very well.
Yeah, Mike's
very well.
I've spoken to him plenty of times. He's very entertaining. Fucking crazy.
Back in the day, he was a great guy. I got along extremely well with him. But he got a little wacky at the end, you know.
Yeah, he got a little wacky, but he's like I said.
I loved Mike Quinn. I got along very, very well with him.
Mike Quinn. What do your Gregg and Joe? How much do you guys think you can currently bench squat? Oh God, I could care less. I have no idea. I use early weights now.
How much can I bench press? I can't bench anymore.
I haven't bench press in fucking ages. I use the hammer. I don't bench. I use hammer.
I can't do it. I can't bench press.
So it's like not really machine. It's free weight, but it's
I don't train like that anymore.
I don't. You know I can't squat deadlift because of my back. Thank God, because I don't want to do it. I have a real excuse, but I would have just not done it anyway.
You want to isolate the muscle more. I mean, I haven't. Shit, man, I haven't benched since the
I haven't thought about it in years.
80s.
Greg, have you ever sold me?
No. I got it from like the Ultimate Source. I used to get the Stera shit in bricks, big fucking bricks like that. No, I didn't sell fake gear. I didn't. Back then, there's way more fake gear than there is today than there was back in the 90s. In the 90s, shit was everywhere.
You used to be able to go to fucking farm.
You can go pharmacies and get that shit.
Pharmacy in Brooklyn.
But back then it was different. Today, these guys, when you're buying decay, it's not real decay. It's test. It's a lot of bullshit. And all this trend shit. There's no such thing as trend. Not the way you guys think of it. Powerball, and that was the real trend.
Greg, great show today, Greg. Gotta go see you in court. Greg.
Yeah, I gotta go in a couple. I actually have to go in a couple of minutes. I gotta go take care.
Yeah, no. Listen, I know you said that you had something.
Yeah, I could do a couple more minutes, Joe.
Okay, we'll cut out. You tell me. We'll cut out at 5, I guess. It's 5.
Yeah, 4 more minutes. Yeah, that's good.
4 more minutes. But guys, make sure you take care of our sponsors. We got Swol Chad right here, swollyfe.com.
I'm drinking the green Swol right now. This is sour apple.
Sour apple.
Rosie, what's her name? Rosie O'Donnell's vagina. Here you go.
Rosie,
sour apple.
Oh, Jesus. But take care of our sponsors. Obviously, Swol Lyfe is, I'm dropping all my Swol now. Swol Lyfe is the title sponsor, but also we got Vince Cougar Cocktail. Most of you girls are way, way too young to be cougars, but when you get to that age, we got something for you.
Vince's pump shit.
Vince's pump juice.
This is my favorite though, right here.
Paul Castellano's penis pump.
The Swol, right here, the Swol Natural Energy. This is the one I like the best.
Natural Energy, guys. MSM 15, save 15%.
I'm going to do what I told guys not to do, but I happen to like the taste of this. It tastes like pixie sticks, so I'm going to take a little thing of that.
I'm going to make a graphic with pixie sticks and this because you keep saying that and it keeps sticking in my mind, and I got a good idea for a fucking funny come and see camera. A graphic.
Whoa!
If Judge hits 400 this year but doesn't show up in the playoffs again, will that hurt his legacy?
Yes.
He's going to hit 400, but I guess
I just think that, you know what he'll have? He'll have the A-Rod legacy. A-Rod was a monster, won the MVP like 3 years with the Yankees, MVP. Yeah. But then in the playoffs, he would go fucking over. We want a guy, that's why Derek Jeter, you know that Derek Jeter's second to Bernie Williams in the most home runs in a postseason.
Postseason. Yeah.
Right? And do you know why?
Both of them are so clutch.
And Derek Jeter's not a home run hitter. That's the thing that makes that fucking crazy.
He would hit fucking timely fucking home.
Joe, who hits for your 3,000th hit gets a grand slam? You know what I mean? Who hits the last at bat of his career gets a game-winning tie game, gets a game-winning hit to end his career game-win. Who does that? There's a reason why they call him Mr. November, because he shows up in the postseason. Reggie Jackson, when the chips were down with the Yankees, fucking it looked like the Dodgers they won 2 games and then they lost 4 straight to Dodgers because Reggie Jackson was on a home run. Mr. October, there's a reason why.
That was great in 2001 because the after 9/11 everything got pushed like a week or so or 10 days. And so it was November. Remember Yankee Stadium when the young Kim.
Yes, and you know what? The Yankees did it to him a few times. And you know what the problem is? The Yankees fucked up because they went back to Arizona. They were up 3 games to 2, and it looked like they had Arizona. And what happened was a rare fucking thing happened. 2 rare things. One, Andy Pettitte pitched game 6, and everybody thought, oh God, because Pettitte was unhittable, especially in the postseason. One of the greatest postseason pitchers ever. Yeah. But he choked and gave up. They let him give up 6 runs in the first.
They lost that game 11-0. Right, that Saturday night game, Randy Johnson fucking.
They took it, and then think about that. Okay, Randy Johnson fucking destroyed him that day, right?
Yeah.
And that's a rare thing. You let up 6 runs, you take the wind right out of your team in the first inning, which is rare. Okay, so we'll throw that aside. Yankees come back. Soriano hits a home run in like the 8th inning or 9th inning, whatever the fuck it was, and now, the Yankees are up, and Mariano Rivera has a rare blown save, right? Yeah. And Enrique Wilson, that's his name. Enrique Wilson was best friends with Mariano Rivera, right? And he said that Mariano Rivera said, I'm glad I lost that game. It was the greatest loss I ever had. And they're saying, what? How could you say that? Because you would have won the World Series if you won that game. And he said, no, you don't understand. We were supposed to have a parade if we would have won, right? And he said, but because we lost, Enrique Wilson was booked on that plane that crashed, that Dominican plane that went from take the plane to the bridge or whatever, that crashed. And he said, yeah, because we lost, he went home earlier. Do you understand? If he would have stayed, he would have been on that plane and he would have been dead. He was booked on that plane and then took a different flight. And he said, so I would have lost my friend. So if I would have won that game, we would have had the parade. He would have been on that plane and he would have been dead.
Died.
Enrique Wilson.
Never heard that story.
It's a true story.
Enrique Wilson, who was an infielder, right?
Huh? Enrique Wilson. Yeah, he was like a utility guy.
Yeah,
he was like one of the. He was kind of like like a Jazz Chisholm right now is our fucking third bit, but he was one of those guys you can plug him in anywhere. He's fast runner.
Second, third, yeah, yep. That's fucking wild though. That's fate.
And never go. Listen, guys, just because your team's in first place, let me tell you something. You guys know I bleed pinstripes, but I got to give the Mets credit, okay? Because last year at this time, Met fans were like, "We suck. We're not going nowhere." And what did they do? After the All-Star game, the Mets went on a fucking tear. At the All-Star break, nobody thought the Mets stood a chance. They were like third or fourth place. They wound up just bare. They lost 2 games to the Dodgers. If they and they could have won one. If they would have won, they beat the Dodgers better than the fucking Yankees did in a World Series. That's a fact. The Mets sniffed the World Series ass on a team that nobody thought was even going to.
Dead in the water.
You wouldn't even have given them a chance to win a playoff. Let me tell you something. Your fucking owner is phenomenal. He's phenomenal. That fucking guy, you need a partner to get it.
Yeah, they spend money.
He's going to get it. You watched he said. I watched Coleman. He said, listen, I didn't buy this team because they need the money. This team, he's a billionaire. He doesn't need the money. Yeah. He said, I bought this team because I have a passion for this. I want to see them win. He will make sure they win. I'm telling you right now. Do you think Will Pond would have gave him a fucking Juan Soto $765 fucking million? He would have offered him, I'll tell you what, I'll give him $1 million. He would have been like, $1 million.
He wouldn't have even called. If Will
he wouldn't have even called.
They wouldn't have even called.
Let me tell you something. Don't count the Mets out. I'm just telling you that. Never count the Mets out. Because last year they played they played the Dodgers tough, bro. They played the Dodgers tough.
The Dodgers tough last week. They should have swept them actually, but could have, should have.
They did a better job than the Yankees. They did a better job. See, the Yankees are streaky. When they get hot, they're fucking. But look, at the Yankees also, they lost the last 2 games with Boston. You know what? They scored like 7-8 runs a game, but the Boston was scoring it's like 14 runs, 15 runs.
Yeah.
Mets.
Character for them.
I'm a big Met guy too, so I just want you to know that. You know that, Joe, already.
Yeah.
I like the Mets, dude. I'm Mets all the way aside, except for when it comes to the Yankees.
Subway Series, yeah.
Oh, I would love that.
These days, that might be a long one. We might have to pick that one up next week, Greg, unless you want to. You're more of your diet is more in turn with your.
What does a typical day of eating look like?
I don't really have much of a diet.
I eat the same shit. Eggs in the morning. Fucking, I snack on a little cheese here and there. I know Joe doesn't like cheese because he feels like it makes him fat, but for me it doesn't because I kind of go on I'm on low carbs. So I
love cheese, but I got the lactose, so I got to take the pills.
Oh, okay.
But it does make me fat, but I don't care. I eat it.
Yeah, I like.
I'm a fucking dago. I mean, I gotta have fucking cheese.
I eat meat and I take a lot. I take Dave Palumbo's I take the I isolize the protein powders and shit like that. I mix that in, not only once though, but or sometimes twice if I really need it. I'm a big protein guy, fat, and then keep the carb flow. That's what my diet. I don't have any steady fucking plan.
My diet it works for me because my metabolism's used to it, I think, but it's not a typical diet that somebody that wants to stay in shape would use. I really don't eat much during the day at all, and I eat like shit at night usually. Like dinner, I'll have a big dinner and eat some shit. So that I know it's totally out of whack on what I should be doing, but That's just I don't get hungry until later in the day. So
I'm diabetic, so I gotta watch what I eat.
Yeah, your diet is obviously fucking
right. I have to watch what I eat, so I'm diabetic.
Nick saying Joe is prejudiced against right-handers. Yes, I'm a southpaw guy all the way. Can
Joe,
you
I
imagine?
didn't know. I forgot about that. I think I do know that you're lefty, right?
I'm a lefty, and I love lefties. In the lefty, what prejudice against?
My mother was a lefty.
Imagine this day a lefty, what prejudice? In this day and age, you believe this shit? Come on, Henry, do you a million fucking favors.
Lefties are fucking in baseball. Oof.
Lefties are always better.
The greatest position ever in sports, and they destroyed it, is the lefty fucking specialist. A guy would get paid millions and millions and millions of dollars, sometimes to throw one pitch in a game or bat just to one batter. One batter.
This 3-batter minimum. Remember, Jesse Orosco was 47 with the Yankees, and he was wearing the same number. That's the one he wore.
Isn't that crazy, Joe? Is that fucking
one hitter? And I pull him out.
Graham Lloyd too would pitch
Graham
one
Lloyd,
fucking
good on the Mets.
That's it. One hitter. And sometimes they would only do that. They wouldn't even play every game. They would play sometimes at 1 every 3, 4, 5 games. I mean, you play 50 games a year, 30, 40, 50 games a year. You pitched to one guy and you made millions. And you were like an elite part of that team.
If you can get, because usually the bigger hit is like a Bryce Harper or something.
Yeah, a lot of the hit lefty.
Annie Barker, thank you for the entertainment. Great show as always. Annie, thank you for
I have to leave in 1 second here, Joseph, because I got to meet this guy.
Last question. Yes, Greg, remember Mike Myers, who threw sidearm only? Yes, I remember.
Yes, I do remember Mike Myers. Yeah. But David Cohn was my favorite. You know why? This fucking guy should be a pitching coach. If you ever listen to him as an announcer, he knows exactly what's going to happen. He knows where the ball's going. Plus, he would invent shit. He knew that when his fucking ball wasn't happening, he would throw Laredo, he would throw sidearm, he would throw Eva's pitch, off-speed pitch, then throw a fastball. I mean, he invented. That's how you win.
Yep, he was
my favorite pitcher of all time, David Cohn. I love him.
Great.
I was there when he pitched the perfect game. Nobody's ever done what he did, too, because he pitched the perfect game, and in the 4th or 5th inning, they had a rain out. It was 103 degrees in that fucking stadium that day. And then it rained, for 45 minutes, and he came back out and completed. That never happens. Never.
They always.
And to pitch a fucking perfect game, not even just a no-hitter, but a perfect game, most guys don't pitch after there's a rain out.
No, they say they can throw their arms out, injury, easy.
It's unbelievable.
But he's probably told Torrey, listen, man, this is my one. I'm going all out.
But nobody's ever. I don't think that's ever been done in the history of baseball. Where there's been a rain delay, and then the guy comes back and still a complete game. No, perfect game though. Not even just a no hitter. A perfect game. How many perfect games has there been? Not no hitters, guys.
I doubt any of them have been.
And none have been with a rain out. They don't pitch. These guys with the pitch counseling and a bullshit.
He would have been in the fucking locker room sleeping today. Guys, that's going to do it for us today on the Swol Lyfe presents the Greg and Joe Show. Thank you so much for watching. Greg, great job as always. I apologize.
Thank you, Joseph.
Technical difficulties at the beginning. It was on my end.
No, it's all right. I was sitting there and I was like, wait, I'm thinking, does he know I'm here or not? And then you're like, did you get the link? And I'm like, I've been sitting here for a while waiting.
I wanted to click you on to talk to you about the new commercial and stuff. And I'm like, fuck, something's wrong.
I was worried.
You never not get on there right away. I said, something's going on.
Yeah, no, I'm always in. There's no way I won't be there. I'm there. You know what I mean? It's just that I'm sitting there waiting. And then, see, the thing is, I was worried, wait a minute, is it maybe? But then I thought maybe it was my computer was blocking StreamYard. But then I could see myself, and I'm backstage, and I could actually see myself in that little square in the bottom. I'm like, no, wait, if it did blocked me, I wouldn't be there. So I thought it was my computer blocking you.
Yeah.
But what it was you just needed to reboot. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you got to give this thing a kick.
Sometimes you got to reboot.
It's all good. Guys, thank you so much. We will see you in 1 week. Later.
I love you guys.
Love you.
Stop working around. All right, Joey. I'll talk to you.
Bye-bye.